go! Coming up next, day 2 of our EndZone preview shows. Everyone's chasing the champs from Noxubee County. The Tigers going for the three-peat this year. Will they do it in 4A? It's a new year. It could be a new look to 3A. Aberdeen may not be the class that everyone's trying to take down. You may want to watch out for one team from Pontotoc County. And hello, it's me. Remember these schools? Yeah, they're playing for championship berths.
The WCBI EndZone Preview Show is brought to you by OCH Regional Medical Center, Carl Hogan Toyota, East Mississippi Community College, and Max South.
Welcome into night number 2 of our EndZone preview shows. Robby Donoho, Braden Bishop, and Adam Gore from the Miss 98 Scoreboard show. We are talking everything classes 3A and 4A. I think you already know how we're going to break down each classification. 4A, it's all about Noxubee. 3A, there is some things to talk about in Class 3A, I think.
Yeah, this is going to be one of the more interesting years for 3A. You know, you usually have what we call your usual suspects in 3A, but kind of down this year. So, could see some new kids on the block, if you will, or could be some of the younger ones stepping up and making some big time plays for these traditional programs.
In Class 4A, we will get into it later. Actually, in the next block of our show, Noxubee County is the team everyone's trying to chase and beat, and they keep facing St. Stanislaus and beating them pretty badly in the state championship the last 2 years. Are they going to continue this run if they just keep playing for state championships? Anyone going to stop them?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's still the team to beat, and for the most part, you're going to have to just keep up with them, especially in the north. But don't count out 1-4A. That's one of the more interesting divisions to look at, and also in 4A, don't count out a team like Houston. That's always a team to look out for, and we'll get a little bit deeper into that.
1-4A has something to prove this year because they got swept in the first round of the playoffs last year. So we're going to see how that all plays out. When we come back, we're talking Class 4A when we return on day number 2. It is loaded with area teams and talent, but don't forget about some of these other teams in 4A that we may not be talking about. It is very top heavy. We'll talk about 4A when we come back. Back here on our EndZone preview shows, day 2, we are talking Class 4A, and you can't start talking Class 4A unless you bring up the 2-time defending state champions from Noxubee County. The Tigers are loaded again this year, and like we mentioned going into break, even though you lose a Jeffrey Simmons, a Tamoris Connor, a Davion Smith, a Bobby May, Quincy Stokes, Canarian Barnett, you lose all these big names, and yet it seems like they just reload and they just churn out another great team. That's what they have this year.
Yeah, Noxubee's a team that just, it's next man up. They've got talent, and what it is that community. They take such pride in their football team is, okay, well, you're not going to be the team that let us down.
Right.
And so that's the team behind them. So that's really what keeps teams like Noxubee going. It's so dominant for just, you can almost say it, generation after generation.
Mm-hmm. You saw a guy last year wearing the number 8. That's Keziah Pruitt. He's only a sophomore. They're saying he could be the next big thing coming out of Noxubee County. They have a new quarterback in Malik Stallings. You know about Kimbatrick Mason, who could be going to Mississippi State. Noxubee, it seems like we expect them to have a down year, but I don't think it's going to happen.
No, I don't think so, Robby. You make a good point. Their defense could get better. They have athletes all over the place, and they're very well coached. Watched y'all's preview on them, and they're so prepared to not be really focusing on the three-peat, but you have to mention the three-peat with it coming up, and it's very well in the sights of their eyes. And Noxubee's a team that you just don't want to face in the playoffs because they're really good. They're really good at home in the playoffs too.
Yeah, very good at home.
So they're a team that looking down the road, they could probably do it.
I may have given them a little extra motivation with my preseason picks I put on Twitter saying that Louisville was going to win this division and Noxubee was going to finish second. So that may have juiced them up a little bit. But speaking of Louisville, this is MC Miller's best team that he's had since 2013. That's why many people are starting to think that, well, this is not Noxubee's division. It's not a foregone conclusion. We're going to see the Tigers win it all again.
And it's going to start with their defense. I mean, that's where it's going to have to start for Louisville is the fact that you've got a team like Noxubee. So, we talk about offense 3-0s, defense wins championships. So if they're going to do it, that defense has just got to be mean this season.
They got 2 guys, Isaiah Latham and Charles Moore, both of them are going to be SEC guys on that defense. That defense is nasty. They're going to be good. The offense actually is going to be pretty good with a guy like Purvis Frazier as your quarterback, too.
Yeah, and if the toothpick is saying that this is going to be his best team in a few years, you're going to have to probably
you better believe it.
Believe it with the 100% believability. So, yeah, look out for Knoxville. Look out for Louisville. Don't count out people like Caledonia and Houston.
Yeah, that's what I want to get into is Caledonia and Houston. This very well could be 1 through 4. It could be all area teams going to the playoffs. Houston, we talked about them losing like a Denver McQuarrie and guys like that from last year's team, but they still have a Taylor Baskin, a Jalen May, a Uriah Shepard, and a new coach in Ty Harden. I mean, this is a really good Houston team.
Yeah, if you like smash mouth football, you really would have liked watching Ty Harden play back in the day. I had a chance to cover him. So if that mentality transcends from a player to a coach to his team,
that's how they're going to play.
This is going to be a very, very fun football team to watch.
Yeah, the fans need to get out to Topper Field and support this team because they're going to be a lot of fun to watch this year. And then Caledonia, even though we talk about Houston, Caledonia's got Spencer Unruh, they got Zion Ford. They have a name that you need to get to know really quickly in Jamel Thomas, who went off in the Jamboree against Pontotoc. Caledonia, can they be one of those teams with Andy Crotwell that gets into the mix for the playoffs?
I think so. Knowing Coach Crotwell, he's going to work these guys. They had a great offseason. So, they have some things to prove. And with them being in the division that's going to be a very difficult division, don't be surprised if they can be a team that, comes out as number 3, probably at least number 4 in that. So, when you face teams like Knoxville and Houston year in and year out, it's just a difficult situation to deal with. So, I have a little bit of confidence in Caledonia. Caledonia knows how to party.
We spent all this time talking about these 4 area teams. We haven't talked Region 1 4A, which honestly, you could put all 6 teams into a hat, pick out one that could be your division champion, and that's very well could happen because it's so even across the board this year. You don't know who is going to win this division this year.
Yeah, we're looking down our list here, and I'm like you. Just put them in a bag, pull it out, and that could be easily who wins, who doesn't make the playoffs. But, you're looking at Corinth, Itawamba HS, Shannon, Amory. I really like Amory this year because they're going to be a vastly improved team. Once again, I'm a defense guy. They got a really intense defense. Itawamba HS, still going to be good. So Pontotoc, up and coming. It's just going to be so fun to watch.
It's really going to be fun to watch. And Shannon's a team that we've been waiting for Shannon to be on the come up, and Tishomingo County as well. All of these schools in 1-4A are improved this season.
Yep, that's right. So you'll just have to kind of wait and see. This is, again, one of the most historic divisions in the state of Mississippi. But, gosh, it's up for grabs, and it'll start in about a month.
So any of you who say, well, Amory's definitely going to win the division, nothing's definite here. An injury or a turnover, something is going to tip the scale in this division, and it's going to be really tough to keep an eye on. Also, we'll watch out for Lafayette, New Albany, 2 teams that are in Region 2 4A with Senatobia. That's going to be really interesting to keep an eye on as well. So we'll talk more 4A, make our picks later on in the show. When we come back, we're going into Class 3A. And you talk 3A, and it's everyone's saying this is North Pontotoc's year. You still got to get through Charleston, but we're going to talk Zay Cullins, who could be one of the best running backs in the state, maybe in the whole Southeast. But there are some familiar foes that you're going to run into at North Pontotoc. One of them has a really good running back in Jaylee Adams and Kasu. And also the upstarts from 3A, Hatley, Morville, South Pontotoc. We'll talk about all of 3A when we come back. Back here on night number 2, day number 2 of our EndZone preview show. We talked 4A in our last block. Now it's into Class 3A. We said Knoxville was the class of 4A in the last block. In 3A, we're trying to find a team, but I think we all sort of agree it's North Pontotoc this year. That's the team that everyone's trying to chase out of the area.
Absolutely. I mean, they've had, just great season after great season. They've just unfortunately kind of just ran into some buzzsaws early in the playoffs. So this is their year. Maybe some of those frustrations, they can use that to positive energy and break through.
How good is Zay Cullins?
Oh, he's really good. I mean, when you compare him to the Shannons that were there and
Brooke Shannon,
Marcus Green, we've had coach after coach say that he's even better than them, and that says a whole lot. They have not only a good running back, but they got some good receivers coming back too. So
4 of their 5 top receivers.
Their line may be the biggest concern, just got to get past that. But if they do, those guys are gone.
Yeah, this is the year North Pontotoc. This is the year 3A North. If you're going to get one on Charleston, do it this year because Charleston graduated a pretty decent senior class from last season. They got a lot of sophomores and juniors they played last year that are going to be coming up after that. So get Charleston this year 3A North while you can, because after this, you won't have another chance. We're used to talking Aberdeen in this spot. Aberdeen playing for a state championship. They can't get past Charleston. I think I said they graduated 26 seniors last night. I think it's 28 seniors they graduated. Where is Aberdeen going to be this year?
Aberdeen's the type of program, they're going to have athletes no matter what.
Right.
So if they can get some experience early in the season, get some confidence rolling into division play, then they could possibly shake things up. But it's going to be very different for Aberdeen fans from teams they're used to seeing in the past because of all the youth.
In Region 4 3A, you put North Pontotoc and Aberdeen 1-2, and then after that, what pecking order do they go into? Because you got Morville, Hatley, South Pontotoc, and Nettleton. It could finish either way in that division.
Yeah, you're right. You bring up a good point. That division is very new in terms of coaches. Morville has a first-year coach. Nettleton has a first-year coach. So it's kind of a toss-up. I think it's going to come down to just the players that are going to respond the biggest to just new personnel.
Hatley has a new coach too, by the way, St. Thomas. Yeah.
So, and those mentalities are really fun to watch. And being from our area, it's going to be extremely interesting to see how they do. And who knows? They may go a number 3, maybe even a number 2 in the division.
You never know. So, Region 4-3 is going to be one to keep an eye on. Teams that are not in our area divisions with all area teams, Choctaw County and Water Valley, both 2 really good teams this year. Choctaw County's got to run through a rugged 3A South. Water Valley's got maybe a little bit of easier road in 3A North, but these are 2 really good football teams that have strong supporting casts coming back.
Yeah, especially Water Valley. Me being from the Calhoun County area, I'm kind of familiar with those type of athletes that come out of Water Valley, and they're good. You can't take anything away from them. They're another program that has a lot of pride about them in that community, where there's a lot of expectations put on these kids. So, I believe Water Valley could be one of those dark horse teams to come through, and late in the season, all of a sudden you're like, whoa, wait a minute now, here comes Water Valley. We didn't expect this, but here they come.
How about a Choctaw County? Woody Vowell's coming back. If you didn't see them in that jamboree, man, they were physical in that game, and they got after it.
Yeah, they threw some guys around right there. I think the biggest thing for Choctaw County is when and if they do get out, how they're going to deal with teams in the South.
Yeah.
And that's
West Marion,
Tylertown,
Tylertown, Hazelhurst. There's Collins. So many good teams in 3A South. It's going to be tough for Choctaw County to get through that. But this is one of their better teams they've had under Adam Dillinger. In Region 1 3A, Kossuth and Boonville. Those are the 2 teams that have been towards the top of that division every year, it seems like. And how do you pick between those 2 who's going to win that division? Because both teams bring back really good, really talented teams.
Yeah, you look at it, you got Kossuth with Jaylee Adams that rushed for almost 2,500 yards, and then you've got a running back in Dallas Gamble that rushed for 1,500 for Boonville. So, it could be if it's raining or not, which team has better traction on the field. So that's going to be a great battle and a great football game, one of those that if you're in that area, you most definitely want to try to get out and check it out.
How about Boonville, Kossuth, Jaylee Adams, or Dallas Gamble? Who do you even go with in that match?
I don't really know what Adam's talking about. I don't think it's going to be close. I think Kossuth is going to be a run house in the division, and I think that they're going to do extremely well. The Adams kid could have like 2,500 yards in a game, much less in the entire year. Boonville had a down year last year, and I think that they're going to be a little bit better this year, but it's
by the way, you say down year. 8-4 is a down year.
Exactly for Boonville. Yeah.
They were really young last year. If you don't know Tyrese Bell and Dallas Gamble, those 2 kids are players. And Mike Maddox is changing things up. They have a new offensive coordinator at Boonville that they're trying to, switch some things up on offense. Don't sleep on Boonville this year. This could be one of the better teams they've had in a while. Belmont, Alcorn Central, New Site, Benton County. Of those 4, who do you like, real quick?
Give me Belmont. I think Belmont's just a pretty good little football team that can make some things happen.
Yeah, same.
Belmont. Keep an eye on them as well. All right, we're going to make picks. State championship picks, division championship picks, all of that when we come back here on the EndZone Preview Show. Time to predict and make our picks. We start with Class 3A, Region 1. You're ready to take Kossuth to the prom, so that's who you're picking to win that region. Is it Kossuth or is it Boonville?
I say Kossuth's got a slight edge just defensively because Boonville's got a young defense, so I'm going to give the edge to Kossuth, but not by much.
Okay, I would agree with you there. Is Is Water Valley, what are they going to do with Charleston in Region 2?
Yeah, I think they can compete. I think, like you said, if this is the year to do anything with Charleston, this is going to be the year to do it. And, Water Valley returns some key guys, And,
Quarterback Ty Varner's a really good football player.
So, I look for Water Valley to maybe come in and maybe just kind of shock the world and take Charleston out of the driver's seat.
Do we all agree that North Pontotoc is going to win Region 4?
Yep.
Or are you thinking maybe Aberdeen sneaks in there or another team?
I'm going to go with North Pontotoc. I really think this is their year to do something special.
Okay, North Pontotoc wins that division. Who are the two teams that are left out of the playoffs out of that division?
Wow, go ahead, Braden.
Probably South and Hatley.
Okay.
I think that those two teams are teams that are like South Pontotoc, for example, last year I think started out like 4, 5, 6-0.
That was Hatley. Hatley did, yeah.
Hatley, and going through the beginning part of the season. Those things can sometimes take a turn. It just depends on your region. When you play teams like Aberdeen and North, and it can sometimes be a mental collapse at times. So it's going to be interesting to watch. This one's really top-heavy in this division.
Yeah, you could 3 through 6, anything could happen in that region. Do you have two that you would leave out?
I'm going to say Hatley and then the loser out of South Pontotoc and Elton.
That's probably a good pick right there. I agree with that. Okay, does Charleston play for the state championship out of 3A North, or does someone else get in there?
I'm going to say Kossuth gets in there.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Kossuth. I like him, and I hope that Jaylee Adams has a big year. That way, whenever he decides where he wants to go play college, he can knock the Texas University hat off the off the table.
Gosh, that's a whole other story for another today. Is Kossuth going to play for the state championship then?
I like North a lot, especially with their athletes, but if they have trouble with Kossuth, it's probably going to be Kossuth.
I still think there's a mental edge that Charleston has that I think our North teams just cannot seem to get past. So I'm going to say Charleston's going to play for the state championship, but I am hoping a North Pontotoc or a Kossuth or a Boonville or someone breaks through and does play for that state championship. 3A South, if you don't know about Kemper County yet, go ahead and slide them in to play for the state championship. They ran up and down the field in Amory in that jamboree on Saturday. They are loaded.
Yeah, and Amory has a good defense. That's the thing.
They do, yeah.
Amory has a really good defense, and not only go ahead and just pencil them in the South, just go ahead and pencil them as the 3A champion. I'm sorry, but
there you go.
mean, that's just how good Kemper County is.
Okay, in Class 4A, who wins Region 1? That's what I want to know. Everyone wants to know. Who's winning Region 1?
It's Pontotoc.
You're really picking Pontotoc.
It's going to be Pontotoc.
You're biased, though.
Well, I don't know where you get that from, but
1975 graduate of Pontotoc.
I mean, you look at with Pontotoc, with Jacob Carter, and he's an extremely athletic kid, and they play in an area that's very rich and driven in terms of people that come out and support. Their their away games are as packed as some people's home games. So I think that has a lot to do with it. Don't count out the Morphus kid, the Wilson kid, the Harmon kid, the Dilworth kid. Yeah, they have a lot of players on that team, and they had some bumps last year. So usually teams that do that, especially in that division, could make some noise next year.
I'm going with Amory just for the simple fact I don't want their Twitter account to get after me like they did you. But
I love their Twitter. I know who runs it.
Yes.
Super guy. The Amory's. I agree with you, though.
Amory's my surprise team this year.
Yeah,
Amory's really my surprise team.
I will say, don't you dare sleep on Itawamba because this is it's a new. It almost seems like it's a brand new Itawamba team with the seniors that they graduated. Itawamba's going to be really good. If Shannon can get it together, I think Shannon could be the most talented team out of anyone in this division, but they've got to put it together just with their mindset, it seems like.
And that's really where it all starts for Shannon. If they can just get in the right gear, get a couple breaks to go their way and get some confidence, and this Shannon team could really make things happen. This region could be the most fun to watch all year.
It absolutely is. Are we all saying Noxubee wins Region 4?
Yes.
Okay, Noxubee wins Region 4. Then who plays for the state championship in 4A North?
Wow. I'm going to go with Noxubee.
Yeah, it's hard to go against them, especially with what they've done over the last couple of years. And gosh, they're always in the north half discussion. I mean, it's if they're not, it's considered a down season. So,
one thing that actually is going for Noxubee is the fact that the higher numbered regions get the home field advantage this year. So we know how hard it is to go and play at Tiger Stadium in Macon. So I would tend to agree with you, Noxubee County. And is Noxubee going to go? Are they going to pull off the three-peat?
Yeah. I like them to do that. Who don't like a good three-peat?
So they're going to have 3 rings on their fingers after winning 3 consecutive state championships in Oxby County.
Yep.
All right.
Good times.
Louisville, Houston, and Caledonia, though, they're going to be really, really good this year in Region 4. And Region 1, better step your game up and win a playoff game this year. That's all I'm saying.